Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full meal prep video from start to finish. I'm going to be doing 2 kids meals, which is Crockpot BBQ Chicken and spaghetti, a muffin quiche for breakfast. Lunch will be chicken Alfredo with cauliflower Alfredo sauce. For dinner, I will be having baked chicken with brown rice and roasted vegetables and a fruit salad for snack. For the first meal that I'm going to prepare today is going to be Crockpot BBQ Chicken because it does take the longest to cook. You're going to need chicken breast, barbecue sauce of your choice, Italian dressing, brown sugar, and some Worcester sauce. I first start by taking the chicken breasts, and these are half chicken breasts, by the way. I think I used 6 and I just cut them in half. No, I used 3 and cut them in half and made them 6. So I place them on the cooking sheet. I put another piece of plastic over it, and then I get my mallet and I just start beating it. I think this is supposed to make it tender. I don't know. This is how it's taught, so I continue to do it this way. You don't have to if you don't want to. From here, I go ahead and get my seasonings and I place it on the chicken. You can use any seasonings that you like. Then I take them and put them into a crock pot, onto the crock pot that I'm using. You don't have to season both sides. And I repeat the process over again. I then take my brown sugar and I spread it evenly over the chicken. I do the same with the Italian seasoning. And I do the same with the barbecue sauce. It may not look like a lot, but it will cook down and it will be more than enough. Once I get that in there, I add the 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. 2 cups will be a lot. You only need 2 tablespoons. And then I put it in the crock pot. Excuse my crock pot, my son tore my screen off. But I put it on for 5 hours at high heat. Once it is done, it will look like this. And then you can shred it up like I'm doing here. I like to shred it up as thinly as possible before I serve it, and this is what it looked like served. We did have it for dinner Sunday night as well, and also on Monday and Tuesday. The next meal that I'm going to prepare are muffin quiche. You're going to need eggs, bell pepper, red pepper, onion, baby spinach, and a bag of shredded cheese and whatever seasonings you like to use. The first thing you're going to do is crack about 6 eggs into a bowl, and you're just going to whip them together. I decided to use 2 more eggs because it looked a little thin. Once those are whipped, you're going to add your onion. Then you're going to add your mixed peppers. And you're going to add your baby spinach. I didn't add it all at once because I was lazy and didn't cut it up, but I have to mix it in there. And once you're done doing that, just add a little bit more. So I think I used about half a bag of baby spinach. Next, you're going to spray your baking pan, and you're just going to distribute your egg mixture evenly in all the cups. Then you're just going to take some shredded cheese. Shredded cheese is optional. I like it, but you just pour it on all the things, and then you put it in the oven on 350 and let it bake. The next thing I'm going to make today is going to be my lunch for the week, which is going to be chicken Alfredo with cauliflower sauce. I used olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, chicken broth, or you can use vegetable broth, cauliflower head, chicken breast. You can use fresh or frozen broccoli. I decided to use fresh, and a box of noodles. You're going to start off by warming the olive oil up in the skillet on the stove as such. You're then going to add your garlic cloves and your fresh chopped white onion, and you're just going to saute those for a couple of minutes. I decided to go ahead and let them sit, so I put salt on them, some onion powder. No, actually I think there's garlic powder I put on there, and I just mixed it up, let it saute, and I put a top over it while I'll prepare the chicken broth. To start off, you're going to use 5 cups of chicken broth or the vegetable broth. It doesn't matter which one. I decided to use the one with reduced sodium because of course it's less salt. The next thing you're gonna do is cut the cauliflower in half, and I tried to keep it in relatively small pieces just because it made it easier. So I'm just gonna cut that whole cauliflower head up. Once your broth has come to a boil, you're going to go ahead and add the cauliflower mixture into there. Well, not mixture, but you're just going to add the cauliflower to the boiling water. While you let your cauliflower boil and get tender, you're going to go ahead and use that same skillet you used to boil your onions and garlic in, and you're going to go ahead and place 3 to 4 chicken breasts inside of the skillet. And then you're going to go ahead and take the seasonings of your choice and just season your chicken. I just use chicken seasoning, salt, and garlic powder. This is what your chicken should look like when it's done. It should be golden on both sides. Now that your chicken is done, your cauliflower is ready to drain. I use a bowl because I needed to collect all of the broth. Then I take my magic bullet and I put the tender cauliflower into the cup. I add some onions midway through. And then I add the chicken broth on top. And I go ahead and blend it in the magic bullet. I just blend it until it's creamy. And I just go ahead and pour it into a bowl, and I repeat the process again until all the cauliflower has been used. After the cauliflower is blended, you are left with about 3 cups of sauce that you're then going to add to your clean skillet, and I did put some baking spray on the bottom so it wouldn't stick. After you have your sauce in the pan, you want to go ahead and add your frozen or fresh broccoli. And you're going to mix that all up so that the Alfredo sauce will coat the broccoli. And then you're going to add some more of the leftover chicken broth or vegetable broth. And you're going to cover it and let it cook for a few minutes until the broccoli gets tender. Once it comes to a boil, then you want to add your chopped chicken. And you want to add some more of the broth that's left over, and once again mix and get it coated. And then you're going to add your seasonings. I like adding more seasonings just to give it more flavor because cauliflower can be bland. I'm going to just go ahead and mix that up again. Add some cheese. Once again, cheese is optional, especially if you're counting macros. I am not, so I don't care. Gonna mix it up again. The key is the mixing. You want to make sure that you mix. It's all nice and creamy. And then I just put the top over it and let it simmer. Next, you're just going to go ahead and add your rinsed noodles to a pot of boiling water and let that cook. So the last thing I'm going to be preparing today is my dinner for the week, which is roasted vegetables, baked chicken, and rice. I'm going to use red and green peppers, zucchini, squash, a red onion, a yam, 3 garlic cloves, olive oil, chicken breasts, and soy sauce. I'm going to start off by cutting my red and green peppers up. I cut them into relatively large to medium or medium to large, however you want to say, pieces, because I am going to roast these, so I don't want them to be too small or too large. Next, I'm going to start working on the zucchini and squash. I stay with the same philosophy. You want to make sure that you cut them in relatively medium sized slices because you are roasting them, so you don't want them to be too small or too large. Next, I take a purple onion and I cut it up into medium-sized slices, only half of the onion. Then I take a medium-sized yam and I cut it up into medium-sized pieces. I'm going to actually cut these in half. I cut the slices in half because I don't want them to be too large. I'm now taking those garlic cloves and I'm just going to cut cut those up into small pieces. And I'm only using these to add flavor to the dish. Now that we have all our vegetables chopped up, we're going to start placing them on a cookie sheet with wax paper. The wax paper is just for the vegetables won't stick. So I go ahead and I spread the vegetables on the wax paper evenly, making sure I get all of them on there. Once I have all my vegetables placed on the cookie sheet, I go ahead and I add a generous amount of olive oil to the mixture. I use a lot. And then I just take my hands and I make sure each piece is coated with the olive oil, turning over some so that I can make sure that I have enough olive oil. Then I just add my salt. I think that's basil that I'm using, an Italian seasoning, just to give it some flavor. And then at the end I put the minced garlic on there. Then I probably add some more garlic powder, and then I stick it in the oven and I'm going to let them roast. Here I'm starting to prepare the baked chicken. I'm going to take some onions and basically cut them up into smaller pieces because I want to create a bed of onions to go on my cooking dish. I like onions just as much as I like cheese, if you haven't noticed. I then take my half chicken breast, and I'm going to be using 5 half chicken breasts, and I lay them on my bed of onions. Then I take some seasoning salt. You can use whatever seasoning you want. I just like Lowry seasoning salt, some chicken seasoning, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and some cayenne pepper because I like my food with a little kick of spice. Then I flip it over and I repeat the same seasonings, and then I use soy sauce. Finally, I take the aluminum foil and I cover the chicken. I have no idea what I cooked it on, but if you know how to bake chicken, you will simply bake it the same way. Now that all our food is finished, it is time to package it all up into its lovely containers. I start off by popping those muffin quiche out of the pan and I just put them into round bowls. Then I take my cooked noodles and I just place them evenly, to try to distribute them evenly through all the containers. And then I add my Alfredo sauce. I made the fruit salad off camera, but I used apples, strawberries, grapes, and watermelon, and blueberries. And then I take the rice I also made off camera because everyone knows how to cook rice already. And I just put that evenly into all the containers, and there goes the baked chicken to finish off my meal prep for the week. Oop, nope. My son decided to join me. I forgot I had to take the roasted vegetables out, and I just went heavy on vegetables because you can never have more than enough vegetables. And I do the same and distribute those evenly throughout all of the dishes. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this week's meal prep video. I will be posting meal prep videos or some sort of food incorporated video every Sunday, but for more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope everyone has a great week.